Hello, everyone. It is time for part two of What If Kakashi Adopted Naruto. In part one, we left it off with the group graduating from the academy, Kakashi and Anko throwing a party for Naruto and all his friends, and Kakashi pulling Naruto off to the side and presenting him with a wind style chakra sword. The story picks up the next morning. Kakashi would be summoned to the third Hokage's office. Walking into the office, Kakashi is greeted by the third Hokage. Kakashi, good to see you. You must be proud with your son Naruto graduating second in the class by such a low margin as well. Kakashi will respond, Yes, Lord Hokage. We did kind of have a celebration last night. The third Hokage would laugh, saying, I'm glad to hear it. I called you here to discuss your next Genin team. You will be the head of Team 7. On your team, you will be in charge of Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and your own son. Kakashi's eyes would widen. Sir, that team is way off balance, with Naruto and Sasuke being on the same team. The third Hokage would raise his hand. I know, but I feel as though this would be the best choice, as you are the only person left who can teach Sasuke how to use his Sharingan, and Naruto still needs your guidance and to keep an eye on him in case the Nine Tails were to start showing itself. Okay, I see your point there. What about the last member of the team? The Hokage would look down at his paper and say, Sakura has a brilliant mind, but is lacking in the physical areas. It is my hope that the three of you together would be able to help her overcome this. Later that day, the teams are announced, and Naruto approaches Hinata, who blushes, saying, Naruto, it looks as though you are on your father's team. That's great. Naruto would smile and say, Yes, and it looks like you're on my Aunt Kurenai's team. I think you'll enjoy her. She's really awesome at genjutsu. The other teams would go off with their new leaders, with Team 7 still waiting for Kakashi. At this time, Naruto, being a lot more mature, does not pull the prank with the chalk eraser, only says, Really, Dad, you're late again, as Kakashi finally walks through the door. Kakashi closes his eyes. He smiles and says, Well, you know me, son. Naruto would respond, Seriously, Dad, after what Mom did to you for being late to your own wedding, I think you would learn to be on time. Kakashi's eyes would widen and he would say, Son, please never mention that. I still get chills just thinking about it. At that point, the team would go to the roof, where things would progress as normal, and Kakashi would have them say a little bit about themselves. Sakura, the only real changes are Sakura wouldn't talk about how much she hates Naruto because remember this time he's a lot more mature, so he, while still has a crush on her, doesn't pester and annoy her as much. And Naruto's answers would just slightly be different. I think he would still have the desire to be Hokage and prove that he's the best among them, just as his father and grandfather before him were. Kashi at this point would tell them where they're meeting at and what time, and explain to them to not eat breakfast because they would be sick, just as normal. But then Kakashi would then look at Naruto and say, I'll give you a little time to get to know your new team a little better, and see you at home when you're ready, before he disappeared. Naruto would then take a look around to make absolute sure his father was gone, before turning to Sasuke and Sakura saying, Guys, I know the exact plan and test my dad has for us. It's going to be what's called the bell test. He'll have two bells and we'll have a certain amount of time to collect them from him. He's going to make it seem like only two of us are going to pass, but this is really a test to determine how well we can work together. He really doesn't care if we get the bells or not. And as for not eating breakfast, he's just telling you that so that you won't and you'll be weak from hunger. eat breakfast, and get ready. And I think it would be best before we left if we discussed some team building exercises. The next morning, Kakashi would show up to the location late again and explain the bell test. The test would start with the three of them running off and meeting at the agreed upon spot that they discussed the night before. Okay, I was thinking about it all night and I have a plan. Sakura, you hide in the bushes over there. Sasuke and I will attack him head on. We won't be able to beat him, but as long as he holds back and doesn't use his Sharingan, we should be able to push him to where Sakura is hiding. Where at the right time, Sakura, you jump out and grab the bells as he's distracted by us. Sounds like a good plan, they reply. They put the plan into action with Naruto and Sasuke with about 10 Naruto shadow clones. They keep pressing their attack despite Kakashi easily fighting them off. However, their plan is working and he is being pushed to where Sakura is hiding slowly, little by little. Sasuke then pulls what he sees as his ace in the hole and uses his fireball jutsu. The attack made Kakashi fall back quite a bit, more than that you were able to do before, mainly out of his surprise that Sasuke was able to use fireball jutsu. Naruto jumps over to Sasuke and whispers to him, "That won't work a second time, but I have an idea. Use it again and I'll combine it with my wind-style Gale Palm jutsu. With it, that should give us some extra power and really push him back." They do the combo attack and Kakashi is forced way back by the massive wall of fire coming at him. Kakashi, as a last-ditch effort, uses an Earth-style mud wall attack to hold the fireball. As he is doing so, Sakura leaps from her hiding spot, moving as fast as she can, reaching for the bells. Kakashi, at the last second, is able to leap out of the way and disappear into the woods. "Damn, we were so close," Naruto yells. "Sorry I wasn't fast enough," Sakura says, looking to the ground. "It's not your fault. Remember who we were up against. My dad was one of the top Anbu agents and is one of, if not the top Jonin in the village," responds Naruto. They set out to find Kakashi. Sakura falls into a genjutsu, but the others are successfully able to break her out of it. Kakashi then takes the full offensive using both ninjutsu and taijutsu skills. And the three of them are unable to keep up with him and soon run out of stamina. The timer goes off just as the three of them collapse from exhaustion. "Well, you three did really well, and I'm very surprised by how well, there is only one thing left to say to all of you. You pass because you all work together as a real team. That tactic of Naruto and Sasuke being the more combat capable, attacking head on to push me to where Sakura was laying in wait, and the combined fire and wind style attacks was brilliant. Had it been anyone else, it might have worked, and you would have got the bells. I am proud of all of you, and starting tomorrow we will be doing D-ranked missions and more advanced training. Go home, get some rest for tomorrow. The hard stuff starts." At this point, a month would pass, as Kakashi would have taught Sasuke and Sakura the tree climbing technique, while Naruto would begin training with his chakra sword, as Kakashi had already taught him the tree climbing technique. Sasuke and Sakura would, of course, go on to master it, and Kakashi would then say, "Okay, how about we start a little more advanced chakra control training?" and begin to teach them the beginning stages of the water walking technique. And at this point in the timeline, as they are much stronger, they would have newer abilities. Like Naruto, I would say, would learn the wind-style bullet technique, and Sasuke the Phoenix Flower Jutsu. And having noticed Sakura was a genjutsu type, Kakashi would want to focus more on training her in the art of genjutsu, but also working on her hand-to-hand combat as well. And Sakura, being fueled by what she saw as her failure in getting the bells, would actually be more willing to train harder to try and keep up with Naruto and Sasuke. Though Naruto and Sasuke both would still keep a pretty good advantage over her. And I think she would learn techniques like the Bringer of Darkness and the Slide Mind techniques. The three of them would eventually also get bored of doing the D-ranked missions like hunting lost cats, repair work, weeding gardens, and other menial tasks, which they would explain to Kakashi, saying that this is no true test of the skills that they have developed. Kakashi would, having watched them, agree that they do need a proper test, and would go to the third Hokage's office to pick up their next missions, but he would explain that he does feel that they are ready to take on higher level missions. The Hokage would then agree to assign them the Land of Waves mission, like in canon. Naruto and the others would come in, where the Hokage would mention that he had spoken to Kakashi and they agreed to give them a C-rank mission instead of the usual D ranks. They would bring in the bridge builder who, like in canon, would smirk and say, "You're sending a bunch of kids to defend me." Naruto and Sasuke both, of course, would be irritated by this, but being much more mature than in the original canon, would keep it to themselves. The basis of the mission would be explained and they would set off. As they're going, they would come across the puddle. Sasuke, Naruto, and Kakashi all, of course, would notice it and just sort of nod to each other to get ready. Sakura would notice them nodding at each other but wouldn't have paid attention to the puddle. When the ninjas jump out, it falls like in canon. Kakashi pretends to be caught and taken out. Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura, all three would actually leap into action instinctively. Like, Sakura would jump to Tasuna to protect him with her kunai drawn and ready to cast genjutsu. Sasuke would have pinned the two ninja to the tree like he did in canon, but at this time it would be Naruto who actually knocked him out after Sasuke pinned them. Kakashi would then come from his hiding spot saying, "Good job, that went about as well as I expected it would." Tasuna, the bridge builder, surprised, wants to know how children are so strong. Kakashi would then smile and say, "Well, for one, the blonde-headed one that you insulted is my actual son. I have trained him since he was very small in the ways of the ninja. The other one over there, Sasuke, is the sole survivor and heir to the Uchiha family. Together, they make a great team because they see each other as friends and rivals. And Sakura here is one of our Academy's greatest minds. She is quick on her feet and highly intelligent. You underestimate them, but they are among the best, and one day will be the greatest our village has ever seen. Of that, I had no doubt." The two ninjas would then be tied up and come to, where Kakashi would go to probe them for information like in canon. Kakashi would also at this point consider whether or not he needs to end the mission, as it is of higher priority than was originally agreed and paid for. But of course, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would beg Kakashi not to, because this is the type of mission that they were wanting to go on. Kakashi would then smile and say, "Oh well, as long as I'm around, I'm pretty sure nothing too bad could happen," and would agree to not end the mission there and continue. And we'll end it at this point and pick it up with the Zabuza arc later.